Well, the establishment is running scared. A new guy jumped into the race. Why would anybody think that is a good idea at this point? Bloomberg is considering running. Hillary Clinton says that she is facing enormous pressure to run. Meanwhile, Democrats have everyone focused on impeachment, which is just meant to distract from progressive candidates and progressive policies. So let's break all of this down. Let's start off with Deval Patrick. So this is the guy who announced his bid today. Who is he? Well, he was the governor of Massachusetts from 2007 to 2015. He was following Mitt Romney, and he followed Mitt Romney over to Bain Capital after he left the governorship back in 2015. He was the second black governor in U.S. history. He is worth $4 million. He's had a very impressive career. He's a really, really smart guy. He graduated from Harvard. He worked as a civil rights attorney. He then was appointed to be the U.S. Assistant Attorney General for the Civil Rights Division under Bill Clinton. He also was a top executive at oil and gas company Texaco, but he has called an end to our dependence on fossil fuels. He was also on the board of ACC Capital Holdings, whose parent company was the largest subprime lender during the housing bubble. He is a centrist. He's not for Medicare for all. He does take PAC money, even though he says we should be warned against dark money and lobbyists, and he's not for a wealth tax. So he's a mixed bag. You've got a guy who was the second black governor in the United States. He was a civil rights attorney. He's a really smart guy, graduated from Harvard, I believe, summa cum laude. So, this is a guy who's got all of the makings of what you would want, except then he's got these other things that you wouldn't want. Goes off and works for Bain Capital, worked for ACC Holdings, worked for Texaco, so the guy's a mixed bag there. So the big question is, does he have a chance? No, he doesn't, and neither does Bloomberg. Neither of these guys have a chance. I don't know why anybody would think that there is somehow a shortage of good candidates, and the American people are looking around and saying, I don't really like any of these people, and so therefore, oh wow, there's an opening here, I should run. No, nobody is thinking that except for the donor class and the elites. They're the only ones who are running scared because they've seen their candidates tank. They're watching Biden bring out 500 people to a rally. They're seeing Harris tank in the polls. She's no longer popular thanks to Tulsi Gabbard. We're seeing that Buttigieg, now he's climbing and he's getting a bit more support at his rallies. One of his rallies last month actually brought out about 13,000 people. That's pretty impressive, but it still is nothing compared to Bernie Sanders' crowd sizes, which are closer to 30,000, or Elizabeth Warren's crowd sizes, which are closer to 20,000. So why would anybody think that there is this shortage of a good candidate and therefore this centrist moderate needs to jump in there? You only think that if you're a wealthy, elite political class and you don't want to give up on the power and you just can't believe what is happening in front of your face. Now let's talk about Hillary Clinton, because she says she's facing pressure to run, immense pressure to run. So many people are pressuring her to run. Who are these people? Who are these people that are pressuring Hillary Clinton to run, or even who are telling Michael Bloomberg, hey man, it's a good idea, you should jump into the race? Who are these people? Because I'm willing to bet that none of these candidates have in their inner circle people who make $35,000 a year. No. In fact, Hillary Clinton and Bill are worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Bloomberg is a billionaire. And this Deval Patrick, I can't even remember his name. That's how much of a chance this guy has. He's worth $4 million. To them, somebody who's of meager means, probably in their inner circle, who might come over for dinner once in a while, is somebody who makes $250,000 to $300,000. $35,000 is what they're giving their kids for Christmas. So they don't have people in their inner circle who are your average, everyday working Americans, the people who are truly suffering, the people who are absolutely sold on populism. Populism is here to stay. People need to wake up. Now, you can either have Trump-style populism or you can have Bernie Sanders AOC-style populism, but you got to pick, because it's one of the two. And that is what this wealthy elite class needs to understand. Now, Hillary Clinton was recently at a New York Times event where she said she's not for Medicare for all. She's not for a wealth tax. She just wants to go back to the way things were. Oh, yeah, isn't that nice? Well, guess what, Hillary? America's not going back. America is here for populism. And like I said, you can either take Trump style or you can take Bernie AOC style. And the only people who I've heard, now you might be one of them, if you're watching this and you're saying, no, I don't want either of them, I want myself a centrist, then the question I have to ask you is, how much money do you make? Because the people I know who say that are people that are making at least six figures, and they're just not having their backs up against the wall like so many other Americans. They're not struggling with so much student debt, or if they do have student debt, it's okay because they've got a cush job that makes them six figures. They're not struggling to pay their rents and their food bills and put their children through education. These